Honorable members, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members. Honorable members, I welcome you to this sitting. Let me start by wishing you all a very happy new year. I did not have the opportunity to do that in this kind of sitting. So happy new year. And I hope that this new year brings blessings more than it has done before. And that's our prayer. I'd almost forgotten how this place looks like. But somehow it looks the same, except that there's too much light. I can almost not see the faces of the honorable members, but I guess that is because of the new situation that we have to deal with, the COVID-19 situation. A lot of things have changed. The rules of engagement have been altered a little bit to accommodate the COVID-19 situation that we now face. I was called yesterday after 4 p.m. that I needed to come to the house to preside. I was called by my PPS, and he asked me whether I was going to come, and I said, yes, I'll come. That's my duty as Deputy Speaker. In the absence of the Speaker, I preside. But when the reasons for my coming to chair was stated to me, I felt like I was between a hard place and a rock. Because this here is an emotionally difficult situation, and it's in that situation that I am being asked to step in. So there was a bit of discomfort in the way it had come. Like they say, opportunities come, but some opportunities come with so many complications. This is one of them. Because as I speak here, a highly emotional situation is happening in the house and the family of the Right Honorable Rebecca Kadaga, Speaker of this House. She lost a niece, Sheila Alitwala Kaganda, who passed on the 28th. And as I speak now, the processes of burial is ongoing. It made me to start thinking about what do I do with the house. I should have been there, but I've also been called to come here. It's one of those very difficult situations to balance. But like I've been reading lately, I stumbled on one of the famous books in the Bible. It's Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, from verse 1. And I'll ask you to bear with me. I'll take it to verse 13. There is time for everything, a season for every activity under the heavens, a time to be born and a time to die, just like it has happened with Sheila. She has passed on. The Bible says the time to die will also come. A time to plant and a time to uproot. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to tear down and a time to build. A time to weep and a time to laugh. At this very moment is our time to weep, because we have lost somebody very dear to the leader of this house, and that means to all of us. A time to mourn and a time to dance. We are in mourning because one of our own, close to our leader, has passed on. A time to scatter stones and a time to gather them. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to search and a time to give up. A time to keep and a time to throw away. A time to tear and a time to mend. A time to be silent and a time to speak. A time to love and a time to hate. A time for war and a time for peace. What do workers gain from their toil? I have seen the burden God has laid on the human race. He has made everything beautiful in its time. He has also sent eternity in the human heart, yet no one can fathom what God has done from beginning to end. I know that there's nothing better for people than to be happy and to do good while they live. That each of them may eat and drink and find satisfaction in their toil. That is the gift of God. That is the paragraph in the Bible I thought I would share with you this afternoon. As human beings, we all have situations that afflict us, sometimes painfully. Sometimes gives us ease, sometimes causes unease. Such a moment is like this one. As you are aware, I've not been in this house for a bit of time, and I come now at a time like this. I'm a human being, and one of the things that I still have is something we call emotional intelligence. The spirit of Ubuntu. I am because we are. You are because I am. And we share in that spirit. Your pain is my pain. My joy is yours. We share in this. This is the power of human connection that binds all of us. And if we apply them, we celebrate in our lives. We can't be like some people. I remember a general in South Korea. His wife was assassinated when he was standing at the podium speaking. She was shot as she stood by him. The bullet, of course, was meant to kill him, but somehow it did not kill him. It hit his wife. Park Chung-hee, who was the third president of South Korea, after his wife had been removed from the podium, continued with his speech. The wife died later. He was a strong man. But if your wife is shot right behind you and is being taken to hospital, a strong person, yes, would continue with the speech because the speech was that important. It was independence anniversary, and the president thought he was doing the right thing by continuing with his speech, but his wife died. In modern times, they would judge him and say he lacked emotional intelligence. He did not think, he did not portray to the country that at moments of grief like this, you could at least act human. From the moment I was asked to chair this House, there have been a lot of comments in social media, and I've read some of them. And the fundamental question they kept asking is, what is he going to do in this situation? And my answer is simple: I'll do what I've always done in situations like this. You'll recall that when the Honorable Ronald Chibule lost his twins, I sat in the chamber and adjourned Parliament to enable us all go and stand with him. That's how I did it. The situation is no different today, that the Madam Speaker has lost a dear one, and the burial is ongoing. I can only do what I have always done in situations like this. We will not be able to proceed with today's sitting in solidarity with the Speaker and the family that have lost a dear one. And those of you who can still make it to Kamuli, and those of us who can still make it to Kamuli, I think this would be a moment for all of us to go there and stand with the family. I will, at this moment, ask us, all of us, to stand for a moment of silence for this moment.
May the soul of the deceased rest in eternal peace.
Honorable members, I am doing this because even if it was the last chance, the last opportunity given to me to preside in the 10th Parliament, if this was the last opportunity, it's an opportunity I'm willing to let go, because it's not human for me to proceed with this business.